Pakistan. National Textile University takes the primary responsibility to address this alarming situation. As we gather today to discuss sustainable practices in the textile industry, let's shine a spotlight on recycling.
रिसाइकलिंग इस माहौलियाती नुकसान को कम करने में अहम किरदार अदा करती है। टेक्सटाइल को रिसाइकिल करके हम ना सिर्फ आलूगी को नुमाया तौर पर कम कर सकते हैं, बल्कि खाम माल की बचत और सनत के कार्बन फुटप्रिंट को भी कम कर सकते हैं।
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, हम अपनी कॉन्फ्रेंस का आगाज़ कुरान पाक की बाबरकत आयात से करते हैं। अज़राए करम तवज्जो फरमाइए।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। हुवल्लाहुल्लज़ी ला इलाहा इल्ला हु आलिमुल गैबि वश्शहादा हुवर्रहमानुर्रहीम। हुवल्लाहुल्लज़ी ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल मलिकुल कुद्दूसुस सलामुल मुअ्मिनुल मुहैमिनुल अज़ीज़ुल जब्बारुल मुतकब्बिर सुब्हानल्लाहि अम्मा युश्रिकून। हुवल्लाहुल खालिकुल बारिउल मुसव्विरु लहुल अस्माउल हुस्ना युसब्बिहु लहु मा फिस समावाति वल अर्द वहुवल अज़ीज़ुल हकीम।
Ladies and gentlemen, I request all of you to please stand up in the respect of our national anthem. Thank you so much, everyone.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, अब मैं उस शख्सियत को दावत देना चाहता हूँ जिनकी मेहनत और लगन ने आज हमें यहाँ इकट्ठा किया। प्लीज़ पुट योर हैंड्स टुगेदर फॉर डॉक्टर मुज़म्मिल हुसैन।
जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। Distinguished guests, dear speakers, Professor Dr. Tanveer Hussain Saab, Rector NTU, Wasim Lodi Saab, Senior Vice President, Sialkot Chamber of Commerce, Ahmed Hassan Saab, Shoaib Diwan Saab, Dr. Nabil Amin Saab, और जितने भी स्पीकर्स हैं, टीचर्स, आप सबको वेलकम और अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये हम दूसरी जो है वो नेशनल रिसाइकलिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस टेक्सटाइल्स जो है वो करवा रहे हैं। बिफ़ोर के मैं आपको मज़ीद जो है वो हम इस पर डिस्कस करें, अब जस्ट वांट टू टेल यू द बैकग्राउंड कि ये जो जर्नी है रिसाइकलिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस की वो कैसे स्टार्ट हुई। बैक इन 2022 हम लोग बैठे और डिस्कस किया कि पाकिस्तान जो है इस वक्त एज कम्पेयर टू रीजन बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो कंप्रोमाइज्ड है, बिकॉज हम बहुत सारा कुछ कर रहे थे लेकिन कहीं पे हम इंटीग्रेटेड नहीं थे. तो एट दैट पॉइंट वी टुक द इनिशिएटिव ऑफ पाकिस्तान सर्कुलर टेक्सटाइल प्लेटफॉर्म, और ये NTU को आज़ाज़ हासिल है कि NTU ने ना सिर्फ वो प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया बल्कि जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स थे उन सारों को इकट्ठा किया. लाइक लास्ट ईयर 2023 के अंदर हम लोग पाकिस्तान सर्कुलर टेक्सटाइल प्लेटफॉर्म से पूरे मुल्क में गए. वी वेंट एवरीवेयर, we went to each and every industry. We just created the awareness how this circularity regime is important for the Pakistan. Last year 2023 में we have an idea कि हमें recycling को जो है अब promote करना चाहिए, इसके ऊपर भी एक event करवाना चाहिए. तो thanks to सुहेल अली नकवी साहब from WWF, हमने उनके साथ idea share किया, और then there were some recyclers, Sheikh Rizwan Saab. So at that point we just conducted a half day event. वो सिर्फ half day event था, और at that time like the people were not aware what is on ground actually happening in Pakistan. So वो एक pin point था और tripping point था for Pakistan, जहाँ पे लोगों ने actually सोचना शुरू किया कि ये जो recycling है इसका इतना बड़ा potential है in Pakistan. When it comes to the raw material, PIW, PCW, second-hand clothing. So we have a huge potential. So at that point, वो जो conference थी उसने एक बड़ा main role play किया. And after that, there were a lot of initiatives from WWF, GIZ, SMAP, reverse resources, and in spite के NTU research में बहुत ज़्यादा कर रही थी. बट अनटिल अनलेस कि हम उसको इंटीग्रेट ना करें, प्रेजेंट ना करें, सप्लाई चेन को मैप ना करें, तो वो इन वेन था सारा. बट एट दिस पॉइंट आज जब हम ये कॉन्फ्रेंस करवा रहे थे तो लाइक वी वर लाइक हैविंग अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन, एंड वी वर जस्ट थिंकिंग कि व्हाट इज हैपनिंग एक्चुअली, दैट लास्ट ईयर देयर वर ओनली 50 पीपल, एंड दिस ईयर वी हैव लाइक 250 प्लस रजिस्ट्रेशन सो फार. And we have representation from all around the Pakistan, and we have guests from abroad as well. So we have created a platform which has become a center point where the people can connect and they can actually think about and they can realize these practices into reality. So finally, I just want to share one thing, like John, he is here for the 4th time in 2 years. From River Sources, Nini is here, and he is like 3rd time here, and there are a lot of other people as well. So the people are actually thinking that NTU is doing something exceptionally well. They have created a platform जिसको लोग जो है वो अब use कर सकते हैं. Or another thing that we kept this conference in Urdu and English as well, because there were a lot of people जो कह रहे थे कि आप national conference को आ रहे हैं, so why in English? So it must be in Urdu, so bear with us. So we have to keep it in Urdu as well. So in this conference, we have 2 panel discussion. One is about the regulatory framework, how it will impact the Pakistan, and second is like जो हमारा इस वक्त local recycling है, उसके क्या dynamics हैं, कैसे चल रही है. और फिर हमारे पास whole lot of talks हैं जो starting from sustainability, circularity, then traceability, sorting, recycling technologies जो भी emerging आ रही हैं. So you will have a complete package. और one thing which is very important कि आप स्टेज से में भी सारा कुछ ना सीखें, आपकी सारी expectations पूरी ना हो. So in like your discussion session, you will have other insights as well. So at the end, I just want to thank you, our foreigner guests, because they were a bit concerned about the geopolitical situation and what is happening around, but still they came here and hope they will enjoy their stay. I just want to thank you, all of our collaborators, including Northumbria University. They have just become, like they have made this NTU their second home. They are everywhere with us. Then Taxonomy, Reverse Resources, SMAP, Institute of Engineers Pakistan, WWF Pakistan, and Textile. And I also want to thank you, all the organizers, all the beautiful people whole of the management of NTU, Sialkot Chamber of Commerce, Faisalabad Chamber of Commerce, each and every one, PHMA, GIZ, then PTA, all APTMA, all the organization who are supporting us, all the industries. So thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर। अब हम नेशनल टेक्सटाइल यूनिवर्सिटी के मौजूदा मंसूबे पर बात करेंगे। इसके लिए मैं दावत देना चाहती हूँ डीन स्कूल ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग एंड टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर यासिर नवाब साहब को, ताकि वो आएँ और अपने ख्यालात का इजहार करें।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, गुड मॉर्निंग, बोनशूर, और जो मुझे नहीं आता वो भी। So in fact I will be sharing with you very quickly what we are doing at NTU and what is the global status of Pakistan, transforming waste to value, recycling and upcycling. So I put Northumbria University, I forgot NC State, so they are very close to my heart. In fact, they are supporting us to implement what our cause is. So there are a lot of questions, there are a lot of talks about sustainability, circularity. So मैंने सोचा कि थोड़ी सी just एक revision हो जाए. In class, we always start with like reminding the lessons. So why sustainability and circularity? Why there's so much buzz about this? So in fact, what is happening around in the world? So we are a bit cruel, this generation. We are using a lot of resources. We are using them extensively, and we are creating a lot of wastages. So iski wajah se there is an accelerated depletion of resources. हम आने वाली नस्लों का भी जो resources हैं उनको इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. और दूसरी चीज़ है कि when we are using these resources extensively, so there is extensive release of pollutants and heat, which is disturbing the natural balance. Just to share with you very quickly, so for example, आज के दिन on average, if we have resources of 1 earth, we are using resources equivalent to 1.75 earth on average. For US, it's equal to 5 earths and so on. And due to all the things which are happening, if we compare it to pre-industrial era, somewhere here, 1970, 1980 के साथ अगर compare करें, so average earth temperature is increasing. So to increase the temperature of earth, in fact, it's something which is very difficult, and we have increased it up to 1 degree centigrade. So due to all these disturbances which were there, so the first thing, we call it Paris Agreement. It was signed in 2016 with an objective to hold the temperature to no higher than 1.5 degrees C above pre-industrial era, यानी कि 1980 से पहले वाली जो बात थी. क्योंकि अगर ये 2 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड से ऊपर गया तो फिर it means it's start of the day of judgment. तो इसी से फिर बहुत सारी जो चीज़ें हैं वो ड्राइव हुई, यूरोपियन ग्रीन डील आ गई और बहुत सारी चीज़ें आ गई. So if we talk about textiles, textile is one of the resource intensive and most polluting industry in the world. So textile ने भी, especially textile industry के अंदर भी, there was a lot of focus कि हमने resources को कम इस्तेमाल करना है. We should be shifting towards resource efficiency. Possible solution क्या है? हम अगर materials को दोबारा इस्तेमाल करना शुरू कर दें तो of course जो resources हैं वो कम इस्तेमाल होंगे, उनको हम recycle करना शुरू कर दें. Wastages हैं उनको upcycle करना शुरू कर दें, so resources का इस्तेमाल कम हो जाएगा. Wastages को reduce कर लें. इसी तरह से we should be using resource efficient technologies. और इसी तरह से जो second इसमें है, so we should be shifting to green energy and technologies. So what is happening in Pakistan, after giving this brief context? So Pakistan ke andar, and specifically in NTU, we are focusing a lot on resource efficiency in terms of recycling, upcycling, on development of resource efficient technologies. एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली जो प्रोसेसेस हैं, ग्रीन एनर्जी, वाटर ट्रीटमेंट एंड रिकवरी, तो इसके ऊपर NTU और पाकिस्तान के अंदर दिस लॉट ऑफ वर्क विच इज़ गोइंग ऑन. सो आई विल ट्राई टू शेयर विद यू वेरी क्विकली, क्योंकि हम हमेशा ये तो बहुत कहते हैं कि जी हम नहीं करते, तो हम कर क्या रहे हैं अपनी जो लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज है उसमें. तो आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर विद यू. सो इसमें पहली जो एग्जांपल है, इट्स नॉटेक्स प्रोजेक्ट विच इज़ गोइंग टू कंक्लूड वेरी सून. प्रोजेक्ट ख़त्म हो रहा है, हमारा कंसोर्शियम ख़त्म नहीं हो रहा. So it was a consortium of 3 universities, 20 industries and 4 government sector organizations. Objective was to enhance the global competitiveness of Pakistani textile industry value chains by capacity building and product diversification. तो हमने नए products बनाने, capacity को build करना है, लेकिन जो professors हैं वो बड़ी अच्छी चीज़ें बनाते हैं, ये सोचे बगैर कि scale up हो सकती हैं, बिक भी सकती हैं कि नहीं. तो इस प्रोजेक्ट में इन जनरल और NTU के अंदर इन स्पेसिफिक वी फोकस अ लॉट ऑन बिजनेस. मैंने प्रॉफिट सबसे ऊपर लिखा है, क्योंकि जो बिजनेस के लोग हैं उनके लिए बिजनेस का चलना इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो इफ़ देयर इज़ प्रॉफिट देन दे कैन थिंक अबाउट पीपल एंड planet. So what we have developed, in fact, it's focusing on all three. So there should be the things, the products, processes that we are developing, they should be friendly to the planet, friendly to the people, beneficial for the people, as well as they should be profitable. So NOTEX के अंदर there were 8 work packages, जिसमें ये alternative natural fibers थे, फिर पाकिस्तानी wools को main stream के अंदर लेके आना था, looms को जो power looms हैं उनको upgrade करना था, नई products बनानी थी. So चूँकि ये आज का दिन recycling के ऊपर focus है, so I will be focusing a bit on recycling. So ये हमारा consortium है, 3 universities, 5 government sector organizations, or when we were concluding it, so about 30 industries are member of our consortium. So the first thing that we were focusing on is are the alternative natural fibers. So Dr. Shiraz, मैं बस जो हमारी टीम के मुख्तलिफ लोग हैं उनके वर्क को प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. तो Dr. Shiraz was leading, in fact, this initiative to convert agro waste, especially, or marginalized fibers, marginalized crops into fibers. So first it was banana. हमने उसके लिए technology develop की, patent किया, commercialize किया. Sisal was the second. Now it's available on limited quantities with us. Then fallen leaves, fiber extraction from the fallen leaves, jute, flax. So banana के अंदर problem क्या था? What we did? So जो ये stems होते हैं, जब इनसे fibers extract करते हैं तो इनसे textile नहीं बनाया जाता. They were not spinnable. So हमने जो technology develop की, it was to convert these fibers into spinnable fibers. हमें 2021 में इस पे ऊपर एक पेटेंट जो है वो ग्रांट हो गया, और फिर हमने इसकी पायलट स्केल डेवलपमेंट की, एंड देन वी लाइसेंस्ड इट टू इंटरलूप. इंटरलूप ने फिर आगे इसको अप स्केल किया. अभी इंटरलूप का ये लूम शेक यान जो है वो इट्स अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट आई गेस, और इसके अलावा दे आर सेलिंग टू सम इंटरनेशनल ब्रांड्स एज वेल. ऑफ कोर्स नई डेवलपमेंट्स हैं तो इसके अंदर we have some issues as well. इस पे हमारे एक और भी टीम है which is led by Dr. Zulfikar Ali, so they are also working on a different aspect of banana fibers. इसमें जो problems थे हमने इसको upscale तो कर दिया, NTU ने royalty भी charge की, लेकिन there were problems. So while treating we were using chemicals, we were using a diesel generator for extraction of fibers, and then जब हम उसको करते हैं extract करते हैं तो 90% residue होता है, 5% जो है वो 5 से 10% fibers होते हैं. So how to do with that residue, it was another question. So पहली जो चीज़ थी use of chemicals, उसके लिए हमने हमारी टीम ने 2023 के अंदर we filed a patent on enzymatic degumming. So हमने chemicals को जो environment friendly chemicals हैं उनसे replace कर दिया, और जो residue वाला in fact aspect था, we collaborated with Northumbria University. We are working on a project. It's almost 300,000 pounds project. So हमने कहा कि fibers के साथ साथ वो जो 90% residue है उसको आप convert करें electricity के अंदर, उसको convert करें like biochar या fertilizer के अंदर. तो हमारे जो team lead हैं डॉक्टर जिब्रान खालिक, he will be presenting in detail कि ये project जो है वो है क्या. In the afternoon or in the morning you can check the program. इसके बाद जो ये मेड इन पाकिस्तान टेक्नोलॉजी थी, so this is the thing on which I'm really proud of. When I say made in Pakistan technology, so it's patented, it's unique globally. So हमने इसको जाके अभी implement किया है युगांडा और कीनिया के अंदर, ईस्ट अफ्रीका के अंदर. So it's a 600,000 pound project. NTU का जो इसके अंदर role है. So we are implementing or rolling out of our technology there. So वहाँ पे ये एक कंपनी है Textile जो कि ऑलरेडी इसमें प्रोडक्ट्स जो है वो बना रही थी, हम इसको अपस्केल कर रहे हैं. इसके अलावा आर्टिस्टिक के साथ ये को 40 मिलियन शीप्स हैं जिनकी सारी की सारी वेस्ट के अंदर फ्लीस इनफैक्ट इट वाज गोइंग टू वेस्ट. So now we are converting fleece from 40 million sheeps. We are trying to convert that with the help of artistic. So it was a waste. It was considered as waste for them because they grow, in fact, sheep for live for meat. So we are converting that into. So artistic is upscaling it, and it will be very soon into the market. Made in Pakistan, wool and denim, university, farmers, growers, and industry, one of the best in Pakistan. There is another development recently done, one of our lead researcher, Dr. Fahim Ahmed. So the peel that we get from corn in fact, it's grown at a very large volumes in the world. So its peel, it is being converted into fibers, then yarn, then denim. So I forgot to bring the sample. I used to show that this is not something which is on paper, so on scales you can convert it. So we are working on its upscaling as well. If we talk about textile waste, I have some time. Textile waste recycling in Pakistan, so just for your, you people are the learned people, most of you are from industry, so दो हिस्से होते हैं, post consumer textile waste, post industrial. So post industrial जिसको हम टाकियाँ कहते हैं, जो process के अंदर से निकलती हैं, और post consumer जो कपड़े हमने पहन लिए हैं उनको फेंक दिया और उसको convert कर दिया. So if we talk about post consumer textile waste, so Pakistan is one of the biggest importer of used textile clothing, जिसको हम लंडे के तौर पे लंडा बाजार, लंडा जो है वो, you know everyone, तकरीबन सब ने उसको जो है वो इस्तेमाल किया होगा, पता नहीं आपने किया या नहीं, मैंने काफ़ी दफ़ा किया, because it's not in fact something which is taboo in Pakistan. So Pakistan is importing about 866 million tons of used textile clothing, about 387 millions. और जो ज़्यादातर आ रहा है, it's coming from USA and European Union. They are the biggest exporter to Pakistan. So what we are doing with it, we are sorting it, we are treating it, and a good part of it we are re-exporting to Africa. अगर आप इसमें देखें कीनिया, मोज़म्बिक, तंजानिया, तो इनको हम re-export कर रहे हैं. So how in fact it's happening, we import it, then we sort it, we repair it a bit. So there, the first grade, high grade, we re-export it or send to the local market as landa, so that it can be used as second-hand clothing. उसके बाद जो पीछे बच जाता है, उसको फिर काट के वाइप्स के लिए, जो ऑटोमोटिव इंडस्ट्री है, इंडस्ट्रीज जितनी भी पाकिस्तान के अंदर है, उन वाइप्स को यूज़ करती हैं उसको क्लीनिंग के लिए. और जो पीछे कुछ नहीं जिसका रहता, उसको फिर हम श्रेड कर देते हैं, रिसाइकिल कर देते हैं. So in fact, on ground in Pakistan, nothing goes to landfill, nothing goes to incineration. And this is what I am trying to explain to the world, that in Pakistan, Pakistan is different, same is happening in India. So Pakistan or India, दुनिया के अंदर, they are unique countries. So textile के अंदर, whether it's takiyan, या फिर if we talk about post, nothing goes to landfill or incineration. We are creating value from it. We are earning money from it. But for this post-consumer textile waste, there is a challenge which is there. So I think during the day people will be discussing it, Waste Framework Directive. So what they are saying, it's already implemented. So in 2026, earlier 2026, we will be saying that we wish to import this post-consumer textile waste. तकरीबन 1 लाख लोग उस पर ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं हमारी एस्टिमेशन के मुताबिक. सो इफ़ वी विल नॉट लेट देम नो दैट वी विश टू इम्पोर्ट दिस पोस्ट कंज्यूमर टेक्सटाइल वेस्ट, वी विल बी बैंड. सो अगर हम बताएंगे कि हम कर रहे हैं तो फिर हमें फिर मिल जाएंगे को 30 महीने, ताकि हम सारी चीज़ें उनको साबित करें कि येस वी आर डूइंग गुड वर्क. सो वी आर ऑलरेडी डूइंग गुड वर्क, बट नाउ वी हैव टू प्रूव कि हम अच्छा काम जो है वो कर रहे हैं, और अगर नहीं करेंगे तो वी विल बी बैंड. सो हमारी जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स है, दे आर वेल अवेयर ऑफ विद इट, लेकिन जो पोस्ट कंज्यूमर टेक्सटाइल वेस्ट हैंडलर्स हैं उनको भी इसके मुताबिक अवेयरनेस ज़रूरी है. We are also working with Fashion for Good and Circle Economy Foundation to create awareness about all the things which are coming, to understand the value chain of used textile clothing in Pakistan, and supply chain mapping and its socio-economic impact, so that दुनिया को पता चले कि यार ये बड़ा अच्छा काम already कर रहा है. If we talk about post-industrial textile waste, जिनको हम टाकियाँ कहते हैं ना, तो हमारी जो एक estimation है, according to that, there is about 1 million tons of टेक्सटाइल पोस्ट इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट दैट वी आर क्रिएटिंग. और पाकिस्तान के अंदर एक बहुत बड़ा इकोसिस्टम है विच इज़ लाइक रिसाइकलिंग इट एंड क्रिएटिंग बिजनेस आउट ऑफ इट. सो 4 रीजन्स हैं, फैसलाबाद, कराची, लाहौर, मुल्तान, जहाँ पे तकरीबन 4000 वेस्ट हैंडलर्स और रिसाइकलर्स हैं. We don't know exact number because in fact it's not an organized sector. Most of them are doing mechanical recycling. वो टाकियाँ लेते हैं, उसका कलर शेलर उतारते हैं. So after decoloration, there is an inspection, and after inspection there is mechanical recycling, and then it's available in the form of again bales and recycled. So GIZ and NTU, one of the team from NTU, they are working to in fact capacity building of textile recyclers, mechanical textile recyclers. So NTU is also okay. And one thing which is very important, okay, we are doing, but we need to give a traceability. We need to create a market place. So for that, NTU is working with reverse resources to create, to bring all the recyclers, then brands, then textile manufacturers on a digital platform where they can interact and they can provide information to each other. So my colleague, our in fact guest from Reverse Resources, Nin, she will be presenting in detail about this project. Then if we talk about textile to textile recycling, so we are doing some research by taking, in fact, benefit of the occasion. I would like to share with you whatsoever we are producing is mostly combination of polyester and cotton. So we are able to, our researchers, Dr. Munir Ashraf, he was leading it, then we have Dr. Ali Afzal, Dr. Amjad, and Dr. Usman Zubair, they are working on it. So we are able to separate polyester and cotton, and then we have very good melt spinning plant. So we are spinning that polyester, post-consumer textile polyester, into polyester. So it's already there on pilot scale. We are finding some difficulties in scaling up. So people from Gatron, ICI, Ibrahim Fibers, they will be there. So we are open for discussion on upscaling of this post-consumer textile recycling. And then for cellulosic portion, we have developed our own wet spinning equipment. It's there. We are spinning on it regenerated viscose fibers. So it's already also open for collaboration. So we are spinning it. So it's first of its sort in Pakistan, spinning of regenerated fibers in Pakistan. And whatsoever is remaining which cannot be converted into anything, we are converted that into panels, interior panels, so that everything remain in the loop. For waste water efficiency, just last 1 or 2 minutes. We are also working one of the very important project which is already implemented in Crescent Bahuman Limited. So it was supervised by Dr. Tanveer Hussain Saab, and one of our, he is now also Dr. Abdul Wahab. So he is working, someone was asking, do the people they work in industry from NTU? So now he is Assistant Vice President in Crescent Bahuman Limited, and this technology is implemented, made in Pakistan, aerosol dyeing technology. And in different processes, there is a saving of 80 to 95% of waters. Then Dr. Usman Zubair, he has developed a technology, it's photocatalytically active materials based on modified TiO2 nanoparticles. So he is there. I put his picture so that you can recognize him later on. So it is a very quick and efficient technology to treat waters as well as to produce self-cleaning fabrics. So you can see there is degradation of stains in very quick time. So NTU is also working on another SMEP project from NTU, Dr. Zubair Khalik and Dr. Bilal Kader, they are leading it. So it's again in collaboration with Northumbria University and funded by SMEP. So the main objective of this is to treat wastewater. So this is in fact, you can talk with them later on. So I forgot to mention about energy. It's something which is very important for us. If we will not be shifting to green energy, so someone from like high ranks from H&M, they were telling me that if certain percentage of energy, it will not be coming from green energy. So we will have to stop business with the companies or maybe with the countries as well. So shifting to green energy, it's very important for textile sector. So we did recently a study. It was with our partners, Alternative Development Solutions. So what is the energy consumption status in Pakistan, the sources and especially decarbonization efforts. So my friend and colleagues from Northumbria University, Dr. Shahid Rasool and Dr. John Author, they will be giving sharing with you in detail a project on, we called it Solar Tex. So how solar energy can be used to create steam used in place of boiler fuel in Pakistani textile industry. So there are a lot of points to be considered. So there will be a long tea break, 30 minutes, then there will be sessions, talks. So I am leaving these points for food of thought. So there should be, we should be in fact concerned about energy, especially green energy. Improvement in mechanical recycling, we are doing a lot of mechanical recycling and our people in recycling, they are doing very good job. But mainly it was focused on local textile industry. So हमें ये सोचना है कि अगर हम इसको export के लिए लेके जाने तो हम क्या उसका करेंगे. Chemical recycling is not yet in Pakistan, so what to do with that. Traceability, there will be some talks and solution providers on traceability, which is very important. Waste sorting, अभी तो हम मैनुअल कर रहे हैं, वी आर डूइंग इट मैनुअली. सो अब इसको अगर हमने बड़े लेवल पे और करना है यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी तो कैसे करेंगे. सर्टिफिकेशन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वी आर डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग बट वी हैव टू प्रूव इट. इट्स अनफॉर्चुनेट दैट द गुड थिंग, एक अच्छा काम हम ऑलरेडी कर रहे हैं, वी हैव टू प्रूव इट दैट वी आर डूइंग गुड वर्क. सो डॉक्टर नबील अमीन, ही इज़ देयर, ही इज़ हेड ऑफ compliances Pakistan. So he will be able to tell us that what government is doing, and then we have a lot of solution providers. So in fact, we developed this platform, Pakistan Circular Textile Platform. I will conclude it. So it's a voluntarily, in fact, platform without any funding. We are just giving our efforts. It's headed by Dr. Tanveer Hussain. So just a quick 30-second videos, and then I'm done. Thank you very much. It's done. So I invite you, taking benefit of this event, to our upcoming conference, which is our main event, 4th International Conference on Knowledge-Based Textiles. It's going to be held on February 19 and 20. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move on to an insightful session on the perspective of the post-consumer recycling industry. For this, we have with us a distinguished guest, Mr. Shoaib Diwan, the CEO of Textile Corporation. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, NTU, and thank you, everybody, for inviting me here to talk about post-consumer recycling. That's the elephant in the room, or in fact in the industry, जो सबसे बड़ा मुश्किल काम इस इंडस्ट्री में है कि इतनी सारी जो पोस्ट कंज्यूमर वेस्ट निकल रही है उससे किस तरह रिसाइकल किया जाए। और सबसे पहले मुझे याद है 2008 में जब मैं रिसाइकलिंग कर रहा था 2005 से, तो डेनिम वाले ये लेके आए थे कि हमें रिसाइकल्ड यार्न बनाना है और डेनिम से ही बनाना है। तो मुझे याद है कि अच्छी तरह कि हमने किस तरह उसको सॉर्ट किया था और अब वो बड़ा नॉर्म हो गया है कि डेनिम से रिसाइकल्ड यार्न बना के वापस डेनिम को इंट्रोड्यूस करना। तो बेसिकली जिस तरह डॉक्टर साहब ने बताया कि देयर आर मैनी वेज ऑफ रिसाइकलिंग टेक्सटाइल टू टेक्सटाइल। तो एक मैकेनिकल रिसाइकलिंग है जो हम पाकिस्तान में यूज़ करते हैं, जो कॉटन, वुल और नायलॉन या पॉलिएस्टर के मिक्स के साथ हम कर सकते हैं। जो पाकिस्तान में ज़्यादातर चाइनीज़ मशीन्स हैं वो यूज़ होती हैं। अगर यूरोपियन मशीन्स हैं तो मरकासा या लारोश जैसे फेमस ब्रांड्स हैं वो इस्तेमाल होते हैं। और दूसरा जो तरीका है वो केमिकल रिसाइकलिंग है, जो थर्मोकेमिकल डीपॉलीमराइजेशन और सॉल्वेंट प्रोसेस है। तो केमिकल प्रोसेस तो इधर रिसर्च की हद तक है और आई थिंक जब आएगा तो यूरोप से होते हुए इधर आएगा। मैकेनिकल प्रोसेस हमें हर जगह दिखता है पाकिस्तान में, लेकिन मेन चीज़ जो मुझे एज एन इंडस्ट्री का पार्टिसिपेंट मुझे नज़र आती है कि हर चीज़ जो बेस होती है वो कि आपकी सप्लाई चेन क्या है, आप वो कौन सी चीज़ बना सकते हैं जो आपको हमेशा मिल जाए और कंसिस्टेंटली मिल जाए। तो आपकी प्रोडक्ट जो है उसी पे बेस होनी चाहिए। सो अगेन एवरीथिंग इज़ अबाउट सप्लाई चेन। पाकिस्तान में जिस तरह डॉक्टर साहब ने बताया कि अबाउट $382 मिलियन वर्थ ऑफ यूज क्लोथिंग आती है, जिसमें से 255 जो है वो री एक्सपोर्ट हो जाती है। इसका मतलब ये है कि हमारे पास बहुत बड़ा पूल है जो हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं रिसाइकलिंग के लिए। डेनिम की हद तक तो जितने भी बड़े घर हैं पाकिस्तान में और कराची में स्पेशली, वो अपनी खुद की रिसाइकलिंग कर रहे हैं डेनिम की, और वो इसी के पोस्ट कंज्यूमर वेस्ट को अपने पैनल्स बना के और रिसाइकल करके एटलीस्ट 5% जो है वो इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं एज अ कस्टमर रिक्वायरमेंट, और मे बी वो ग्रेजुअली उसको 20% तक ले जाएं। तो चैलेंजेस तो हैं अपनी जगह पे, लेकिन डेनिम में काफ़ी ये सॉर्ट आउट हो गए हैं। तो सबसे पहले जो ऑब्वियसली आपने अगर रिसाइकल करना है पोस्ट कंज्यूमर, तो मेन इसकी सॉर्टिंग होनी है कॉम्पोजिशन पे। कॉटन कितना है, पॉलिएस्टर कितना है, और अगेन कॉटन जो है आपने इजी है रिसाइकिल करना और मिक्स होगा तो वो डिफ़िकल्ट होगा, और उसमें फिर लाइक्रा भी होगा, तो देन दैट्स अनदर चैलेंज हाउ टू सॉर्ट दैट एंड प्रोसेस दैट। द सेकंड इज़ कि आप कलर वाइज इसको करें। तो अगेन अगर आपके पास निट्स है वेस्ट, तो अगर आपके पास फॉर एग्जांपल अगर वाइट टी शर्ट है, मैं अगर किसी को जाके बोलता हूँ कि पोस्ट कंज्यूमर वेस्ट मुझे दें और वाइट दें, वो अलग तो कर देगा उसको, लेकिन उसके अंदर फिर प्रिंट्स भी होंगी, उसके अंदर एम्ब्रॉयडरी भी होगी। सो अगर वो 100 टन ले रहा है तो उसको आखिर में जाके जो मेरे पास आएगा वो तकरीबन 20% उसका आएगा, जो मेरा अंदाज़ा है। सो अगेन जो चीज़ नहीं रिसाइकल हम कर सकते वो जाएगी केमिकल रिसाइकलिंग, अगर दैट इज़ अ पॉसिबिलिटी। और तीसरी चीज़ जो है वो मटेरियल मेकअप है कि वो नेट्स है या अगर फ्लैट नेटिंग का है या सिंगल जर्सी है, डबल जर्सी है, तो दैट इज़ अ कंसिडरेशन ऑल्सो। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट इज़ अबाउट जो नेक्स्ट चीज़ जो हमें देखनी है अगर रिसाइकलिंग हमें पोस्ट कंज्यूमर को पुश करना है, वो है कि वो वेस्ट स्ट्रीम क्या है। तो एज आई सेड कि डेनिम सबसे आसान है सॉर्ट करना, और वो सबसे बल्क में अवेलेबल है, और वो डेनिम की प्रोडक्ट्स में ही जाती है। हमने जो है ख़ुद उस डेनिम को रिसाइकिल करके नेट्स में भी यूज़ किया है, so that's a product we can make, but uski ek limitation hai as to the amount of percentage we can use. Hosiery का जिस तरह मैंने आपको बताया कि hosiery is the second easiest thing to recycle. अगर आपको cotton मिल जाता है या cotton rich मिल जाता है और आप उसको sort कर लेते हैं color wise, you can do it lycra निकाल दें उसमें से और embroidery वगैरह निकाल दें, तो that's the second most available stream. Third जो हम खुद करते भी हैं, sweaters को recycle करते हैं, woolen sweaters, and that is something again easier to do because colors are very distinguishable. उसमें भी आप color palette बना सकते हैं and content is easily recognized क्योंकि label में होता है उसके. सबसे मुश्किल जो है वो woven and dyed को है recycle करना, and again उसमें multi color होता है, multi fabric होता है, and that is something to be left at the end. Fourth thing which is actively we are doing and the brands are pushing also is home textile. So there's a lot of home textile waste including bed sheets, towels, और अब इस तरह हो गया कि brands ने बस कह दिया है कि आपने recycle करना है post consumer because वो जो legislation आ गई है उसे meet करना है इन brands को. तो sometimes they just give us products कि भाई ये है आप इसका क्या बना सकते हैं. तो again we need to put our minds together कि वो कौन सी चीज़ है जो हम उससे recycle करके बना सकते हैं और end में उसको bulk में reproduce कर सकते हैं. That is very important क्योंकि एक pilot project तक तो हर चीज़ हो जाती है, जब bulk में produce होती है तो it's difficult to replicate. End में ये भी है कि again कराची में भी है, non-woven is a good outlet for these post-consumer textile. जो आखिर में चीज़ें बच जाती हैं, आपने उसको recycle करके उसकी wadding बनाते हैं. There is a plant in Karachi which makes carpets for cars, you know, वो जो भी बच जाता है उससे wadding बना के. So 5 से 10% तक जो आपके पास जो end में बच जाएगा post-consumer, आप उसमें use कर सकते हैं. Thank you very much. That was my take on post-consumer recycling as a stakeholder, and it's a great to be here and listen to all the experts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, up next we have a session on the perspective of the local post-industrial waste recycling industry. Please welcome Mr. Ahmed Said Berg from Satyana Industrial Association.
क्या बोला तुमने? तुमने कौन बोला? बोला क्या तुमने? इनकी तो नहीं है यार, तुमने गलत बोल दी है.
Sorry for the disruption, ladies. We will discuss the role of National Center for Compliances. It is my honor to invite Dr. Nabil Amin, Head of Compliances at the Ministry of Commerce, to share his insights on this important topic. Please join me in welcoming him on stage.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everyone. Thank you for inviting us on this conference. I'll be just briefing out with the role of National Compliance Center, which has been recently developed. It was rolled out a year and a half back, but we have recently started off with the project, and we are in the phase of it's developing its objectives and everything, and we are in the phase of consulting the stakeholders for that purpose. Let me appreciate the work which already the NTU is already doing in the field of textiles, and working on recycling, working on upcycling and reducing the waste, and working on the technologies. This is something which was needed way before, well before, like I think maybe 30, 40 years back, like we started off with our neighboring country like India and all that. Technologies, they matter. We have to have something which needs to be cleaner, something which needs to have something which needs to work out with productivity, which is competitive. We have to take care of social sector as well, like people. We have to take care of labor. We have to be careful on the things. For example, not somebody who is a big player and working on for the exports and maybe, having business bringing in dollars or foreign exchange. We need to take care of the people who are in the supply chain. Somebody who cannot afford it, somebody who cannot have that capacity to build up the systems. And it was way back, like it's a concept of total quality management. I'm not going to go into the details of that, but it comes off from the quality, that you have to have everything which is safe, which is producing no waste, and it is recyclable, or it goes back into the natural resources. So the circular economy and all that factor. So having said that, something happened. I mean, if you have got the examples of different countries, like recently Saudi Arabia has built up a compliance center, National Compliance Authority for Environment, and they have put in billions of dollars in that system for climate change and taking up the challenge. It's a national authority. India has already got that. Bangladesh has, for textiles like garments, they took up with health and safety for the boilers and for people. They worked on that when an incident happened there with the building collapse. So we have to be very careful on all these things. So keeping in mind all that view, so I'm just going to introduce you what National Compliance Center would be, and what are we going to do, and what will be the scope of that center. We are trying to build Pakistan as a compliant-oriented country to conform to all the regulations and laws and certifications that are required up to the product level. So I'm not going to be an advocate as being the textile person. I'm not going to be an advocate for textiles only. We'll be looking after each and every sector of Pakistan. So let me go into the objectives, just a vision and mission that we have built on. It will be a holistic kind of an approach. I'm not going to go into the details to read out all those objectives. We are going to work on building up our own national standards, which is long-term policy. It's not going to happen in maybe a year or maybe in 2 years. It is a long-term policy, and that needs to be sustainable. So what are we going to try to do is that we are going to build our standards parallel to the compliances that are required by the international laws and the conventions we have signed. Like everywhere, Pakistan has signed all those conventions with the United Nations and different organizations, to European Union and everything, like in GSP Plus that you have. It's not only for textiles, by the way, it's for everything. It comes into the chain. And we couldn't, because we are a textile-oriented country and agro-based, we couldn't materialize that. We could have gone into different businesses for that purpose. We could have gone into agriculture. We could have gone into maybe some other kind of products like we are expert in, ethnic products and something which is more sustainable. But we couldn't do that. So what are we going to do is that we are going to formalize a channel that will help the SMEs especially, definitely the bigger players, and SMEs to be the part of a sustainable supply chain. Because you know that it's going to be a digital passport for the sustainability. It's going to be a digital passport for your compliances. If you've got all those, your coming up with everything which is perfect and you are not producing any kind of waste. You are not the reason of any kind of health impairment for any person. So you have all these SMEs, they need to be pulled up. So let me come in to the local language as well. हमारा मेन जो पर्पस होगा वो ये होगा कि हमने लोगों की ट्रेनिंग करनी है, डेवलप करना है. पैरेलल हम उसके लिए नेशनल कंप्लायंसेस की पॉलिसीज बिल्ड करेंगे. इट वुड बी state to state level that would come up with human rights, labor laws, health and safety. These are the general kind of compliances that need to be at a national level, and they need to be at par with what the international community is talking about. And then we are going to go into the details of compliances of products. It could be agro sector. Let me give you a brief kind of breakup of that, what we have in Pakistan. We have 17 councils. Ministry has divided it because आपने handle करना होता है agro, non-agro, services and textiles. और textiles के अंदर 3 sectors हैं, हमारे councils हैं. इसी तरह से we have services की 3 councils हैं. So everywhere you need compliances, whether it's governance, whether it's product, whether it's your system, whether it's your people, whether it's environment or social. So we're going to support. How are we going to do it? I'm just going to go into the details of this is what I think would be more important, the role of National Compliance Center. What are we going to do is we will facilitate all the sectors to build their capacities, to train them. It will be a central kind of CMS known as Compliance Management System. We have all the repositories where you will find all the compliances required with the support of associations like chambers, like you have different associations like PREGMIA, PHMA, you have APTMA, you have PTC, you have so many associations in agriculture, REAP, in rice and other fields, marine and fisheries and all that. So we'll put all the compliances required for the exports to boost the exports. Anything which is designed, any project which is designed for the support of SMEs, for industry, for anything, will make sure that the loop is closed with all the compliances and the standards which are required for the training and the development of the people. So that will be the part of that major component of the projects. अभी आप कोई भी project देख लें, अगर आपको स्मेडा ने project किए हैं, आपने अगर establishment vision से लिए हैं, आपने Ministry of Planning से लिए हैं, उसमें loop close नहीं होता. तो उसमें accountability भी आएगी थोड़ी बहुत कि ठीक है उसमें हम check करें और हम accountable नहीं होंगे. Federal government will work out with the provincial government, will try to harmonize all the policies as per the global standards, and then will trickle down to the industries. Parallel, हम अभी जो pressing sectors हैं, अभी हमने जो plan out किया है, उसमें एक textile है, एक surgical है, उसमें agro है, जिसमें rice और जिसकी ज़्यादा we are going to work for that, and we are also going to work for pharma. So इनको अभी हम first phase में लेंगे for 6 to 8 months, and we'll start working with them to build the capacities of our industries and supply chains and all that. Furthermore, we are going to have sectoral experts in different cities. For example, Sialkot is good in surgical and leather, so we'll have our sectoral experts placed there with the help of associations to train them, to have build their capacities, to build the all that traceability, and to support them, to handhold them. तो इस तरह से हम इसको लेके चलना चाह रहे हैं. It is a long-term project. It's not an easy. Why are we going to do that? It's just because that we're going to support industry. We are going to support people to attain certifications. Without certifications, without accreditations, without your third-party approvals, you cannot export. It's not just that you are going to do it single-handedly. Anyone who is in your supply chain, whether it's a grower, it's a producer, it's a recycler, you have to have that. Like Abhi, Dr. Yasser shared document that there is a convention and there is a binding coming up till 2025 that we have to register ourselves, because we are not we are the developing country, so we have to give our wish list that we want to import products from Europe or some other countries, and there will be a law, and then we have to build a system within 2 years in terms of climate and everything, and we have to make sure that we are conforming to all the rules and regulations and disposing of the imports of the waste material that we are having from different countries. Like अभी हमारे जो इंडस्ट्री से अभी कराची का उन्होंने सारा बताया है, so जो भी import हो रही होगी उसमें, anything which you are importing, that also needs to be handled carefully. That also needs to be disposed carefully. So this is what we are going to help out with the industry, and we are planning to roll out in the mid of November. Hopefully we have done our homework, and we are going to start up with the things, and it'll be a quick process, inshallah, and we'll be looking forward to have associations, universities, and other partner stakeholders to support us. 3 important things that I would just like to ask NTU and other universities to work out on. Our plan, we cannot do it single-handedly. Government cannot do it. Industry cannot do it. What we can do is, we need to make compliances, accreditations, a subject in the university level for the undergrads. You need to make sure that when you're teaching the processes, you're doing something, every single student knows it, whatever field it is. Few of them, they are generalized. Few of them, you need to go for the basic knowledge. You need to start it from the college level. And we'll make sure that the HEC puts it in the curriculum and make sure that everything goes into it. The very important compliance which we always miss, when you go into the Google and you just put in compliances and you just write down, the first thing comes up is financial compliance, and we miss it. So we have to have that traceability. So one thing I would request universities to start working on it, that design a module for students. Second important thing is that why don't we go for the technologies which are safe? Like, they are doing research here, only one university can't help out. We need to go into different kind of technologies for other universities, for other sectors as well. And we need to build consortiums, big players, they need to come for the JVs. Like in textiles, you have waterless dyeing, and with the dye-ku and all that, with different kind of technologies. Denim dyeing, you have different kind of technology you need to work on. And the third important thing is that we would request the industries and the associations, the stakeholders sitting here, especially GIZ and the UK funding and the different universities from the United States or from United Kingdom, and there are, I'm sure, other people from the industries. We would request them to share their findings and reports, and let's sit together and discuss and take it from there and plan out some projects with the compliance factor into it, added into it. So thank you very much. It's just an introduction, and hopefully next time what we are going to do is we'll be pulling out with good news for you with the industry. Thank you very much.
बहुत शुक्रिया सर। ख़वातीन व हज़रात, अब हम अपने मेहमान ख़ुसूसी को स्टेज पर अपने ख़यालात का इजहार करने की दावत देते हैं। So let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Wasim Shehbaz Lodi, Senior Vice President of the Sialkot Chamber of Commerce.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, NTU, for inviting Sialkot Chamber of Commerce and Industry to this forum, which is an important part of today modern business. हमारे चूँकि बहुत सारे students और बहुत सारे academia के लोग हैं यहाँ पे, तो let me talk in Urdu so that I can deliver a better noted from the Salco chamber. ये जो टॉपिक है जी अपना रिसाइकलिंग का, ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक इसलिए भी है कि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा पुश आ रहा है इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी की तरफ से कि हम लोग एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली एटमॉस्फेयर की तरफ किस तरह जा सकते हैं बिजनेसेस में ख़ास तौर पे। अच्छा, इसमें हम मेरी जो इंडस्ट्री है या बहुत सारी स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री जो लिंक्ड अप है, उसमें रिसाइकलिंग का चैलेंज इसलिए भी ज़्यादा है क्योंकि टेक्सटाइल जो है वो ऑलरेडी पहले से बहुत ज़्यादा काम हो रहा है रिसाइकलिंग के ऊपर, लेकिन स्पोर्ट्स की इंडस्ट्री में इतना ज़्यादा काम नहीं हुआ। हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, हम लोग इस वक्त चाइना से अप टू 30% कंटेंट ऑफ रिसाइकल प्रोडक्ट इंपोर्ट करते हैं और फिर हम उसको फिनिश प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट करके तो हम अपने बायर को ऑफ़र करते हैं, लेकिन ये बहुत कम है। आई मीन द बायर इज़ आस्किंग what we are doing for the betterment of environment, to reduce the carbon footprint from our industries. So इसके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा काम करने की ज़रूरत है जी। तो जो एकेडेमिया है इस वक्त, वो पाकिस्तान में इस वक्त मेरा ख्याल है कि बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले कर सकता है इस चीज़ को इंट्रोड्यूस करने में। हमें जो प्रॉब्लम आ रही है सियालकोट की इंडस्ट्री में कि हमारे पास कोई भी ऐसा यूनिट नहीं है जहाँ पे कोई रिसाइकलिंग का काम हो रहा हो। तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आना इम्पॉर्टेंट भी है कि हम लर्न करें कि हमें जो एकेडेमिया है वो किस तरह से हेल्प आउट कर सकता है कि हम लोग अपनी इंडस्ट्री को, जो कि बेसिकली स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री है, हमारे पास लेदर की इंडस्ट्री है, पॉलिएस्टर स्पोर्ट्स वेयर बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो कर रहा है सियालकोट में, तो इन इंडस्ट्री को हम किस तरह वर्ल्ड स्टैंडर्ड्स के ऊपर जो है लेके जाएं और जो रिसाइकलिंग की डिमांड है उसको हम किस तरह से मीट कर सकते हैं। तो जी मैं ख़ुद यहाँ पे बेसिकली एज अ स्टूडेंट ही आया हूँ कि हम लर्न करें कि हमें एकेडेमिया कैसे हेल्प कर सकता है और हम सियालकोट चैम्बर के फोरम से किस तरह से लिंक अप हो सकते हैं एकेडेमिया के साथ, ताकि हम रिसाइकलिंग के ऊपर ज़्यादा काम करें और हम देखें कि हम अपने मेंबर्स को किस तरह से इस तरफ लेके आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि डिमांड्स जो हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा आ रही हैं हमारे बायर की तरफ से, ख़ास तौर पे यूरोपियन बायर की तरफ से बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड है कि हम लोग रिसाइकलिंग के ऊपर काम करें और रिसाइकल्ड प्रोडक्ट या एटलीस्ट 20 to 30% of the content of a product should be recycled. I mean, it's a challenge because when we use recycled materials, the quality of product deteriorates. So when it comes to performance product like a sports ball or a paddle racket, it becomes a big challenge that it has to stay good for a longer period of time. And when the component that we are using for this product is a recycled one that is already used, utilized, I mean, it has no worth almost, then we have to use that one. So at the moment, in our sports industry, most of the promotional products are being produced with the recycled content materials. But again, we have to live with the challenges, and we have to grow with the industry and the demands of a market. तो हमें इसके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा काम करने की ज़रूरत है, ख़ास तौर पे सियालकोट को, कि हम लोग ना सिर्फ अपनी स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री, लेदर इंडस्ट्री और जो हमारी स्पोर्ट्स वेयर की इंडस्ट्री बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो कर चुकी है, उसके लिए हम जो है जो मॉडर्न डे की नीड्स हैं उसको पूरा कर सकें। तो जी मैं ख़ुद भी आज लर्न करूँगा बहुत कुछ इस एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूट से, और हम देखेंगे कि हम कैसे इसको लिंक अप कर सकते हैं सियालकोट चैम्बर के साथ और अपने मेंबर्स की बेहतरी के लिए। बहुत शुक्रिया जी, थैंक यू।
शुक्रिया सर। मैं उस शख्सियत को दावत देना चाहूँगी जिन्होंने इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के इनेकाद में अहम किरदार अदा किया। Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for our Honorable Chief Guest, Rector, National Textile University, Professor Dr. Tanveer Hussain.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my profound pleasure to speak to you on this platform, and thank you very much all the organizers for arranging this wonderful conference. My presentation is a sort of overview of textile circularity and recycling, and review of some important points of what my colleagues on the stage have already communicated. I've covered 3 areas. First of all, significance of recycling. Secondly, current status of recycling. And thirdly, opportunities and challenges in recycling. First of all, what is the significance? Every year, it is estimated that 92 million tons of textile waste is produced. It's a huge amount. And every second, at least 1 truckload of clothing waste is either landfilled or incinerated, not in Pakistan, but somewhere in the world. The value of this waste is huge. This value amounts to almost $400 billion. And this money is enough for the needs of 59 of the poorest countries in the world. So that's a huge waste, 92 million tons of post-consumer waste. This value is very high. If our current pattern of consumption of natural resources continues, with the continual growth of our population, we will need at least 3 Earths by 2050, and we have only 1 planet. There is no second planet. By 2030, EU requires that textile products placed on the EU market should be durable, repairable, and recyclable, and to a great extent, they must be made of recycled fibers. So a certain percentage of recycled fiber must be present in every product to be sold in the European market. So that is why it is very important. And producers will take responsibility for the products, not only just till the point of selling their product, but for the entire value chain. And they must have either their own sufficient capacities for recycling, or they have some sort of collaboration with some recyclers. And every good brand in Europe and America, they have set targets to include at least a certain percentage of recycled content in every product by 2025 and 2030. So that means recycling is very important. And the new directive about eco-design for the sustainable textile products, it also requires a certain percentage of recycled content in every product. So we can't do away with recycled materials. That is the importance or significance. Now, what is the current status? How or where do we stand as far as recycling is concerned? Overall, total consumption of textile fibers in the world is around 124 million tons. And out of it, 24 million is cotton, and 71 million is polyester. So polyester and cotton are 2 major fibers, which out of this 124 million tons. Now, this production will go up to 160 million tons by 2030, and per capita production is also on the rise. But out of it, only 7.7% is currently recycled overall. But if we look at individual fibers, only 1% of cotton is post-consumer cotton textiles are recycled. 12% polyesters are recycled, including PET and textile. 6% wool, 3% elastane, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a huge gap between the need and what is actually being recycled at the moment. We have already, this data has already been shared, so I will skip. Now, there are 2 major recycling standards. So when we claim that we have in our product some recycled material, we must substantiate that claim with some standard, and there are 2 standards. Up to 5% recycled content, we need to be accredited or certified with recycled content standard. And that is just a general lower level of standard. For the certification of global recycle standard, we need at least 20% of recycled content for general marketing claims and at least 50% of recycled content for product-specific claims. So if we just talk about 20%, that means 20% of the total textile fiber needs to be recycled. We need this much content. So capacities around the world are not available currently to meet this demand. So there's a huge business opportunity also for investing in recycling of fibers. Over the past few years, we have seen that there's a huge increase in the number of certified companies. For example, 5 years ago, there were only 2,000 companies certified with recycled claim standard, and by 2022, there were 10,000. Similarly, for global recycling standard, 5 years ago, only 7,000 companies, and now more than 35,000 companies. Overall, companies in the world, they are moving towards recycling, and the certified companies are increasing at a huge rate. Now, there are different recycling methods. Every method has certain advantages and disadvantages. Mechanical recycling is very well established process industrially, very cost efficient, energy efficient, but it has two major limitations: low fiber strength and low fiber length. These are two major limitations. Currently, one of the reasons of poor strength is the treatment with chemicals for removal of dye or color. Another is mechanical action during the actual recycling process. And we are doing a project with the support of GIZ to upgrade few small industrial units which are involved in recycling in order to improve their quality of fiber, length and strength. So this is where the focus should be. So goal is to optimize process for longer and stronger recycled fibers. Thermomechanical recycling is only suitable for polymers or plastics or PETs. And for textile to textile recycling, it is under development, and NTU is also working on this since we have our machine on this. Chemical recycling is very energy intensive. Currently, there is no unit in Pakistan. And in chemical recycling, you need to separate the fibers if it's a blend, and you need to recycle both the fibers separately. And after recycling, cotton will no longer be cotton. It will become viscose rayon or tencel or lyocell if it is chemically recycled. So we cannot say it's a recycled cotton. It will be recycled cellulose, but not recycled cotton after chemical recycling. There's another method emerging, which is biochemical recycling with the use of enzymes. The process is environmental friendly, but currently it is less efficient and mostly under development stage. And you need separate enzymes for each type of fiber. Now, according to the RETER, they have given certain classification for the quality of recycled fibers. A good quality recycled fiber should have short fiber content less than 45%, mean length greater than 17 millimeter, and longer fiber should have length greater than 31 millimeter, and NAPS less than 300. So this is minimum for very good quality of recycled fibers. Now, if we analyze the fiber length distribution by drawing a histogram, you can see on the left-hand side, it's a virgin cotton fiber, and in the middle, there are fibers with higher length, and fiber with shorter length and very long length are fewer. So you have a bell-shaped curve. But on the right-hand side, you have recycled fibers, and you are seeing on the bottom side, the bars are very long, short fiber content is very long. So there's a clear difference in the fiber size distribution if you analyze the recycled fiber and the virgin fibers. Typical blends which are already available are up to 30% recycled cotton, for which Ooster statistics are available. So you can compare where does your quality stand as compared to your competitors or best players in the world. For example, Here's a comparison of 70-30 virgin and recycled carded ring yarn. If you consider 30s count, for top 5%, if the tenacity is 16 centinewton per tex, for 30% recycled, it is comparable with the 100% virgin, which is 19 centinewton per tex. So 19 is 100% virgin cotton, and 16 is with 30% recycled cotton, and that is according to the Ooster standards of top 5% yarns in the world. Now, there are certain challenges and opportunities. Opportunity I have already discussed, that 20% of recycled content, if that is to be included in every product to be exported to Europe, that is a huge potential for investment. Now, in terms of challenges, locally, we have certain challenge for the collection of post-consumer waste. In Pakistan, post-consumer waste is locally not available, or it's usually, we are a country of, which is not very highly developed country, so we use waste many, many times, and so we don't produce much post-consumer waste at all. So, however, this needs to be some convenient, consistent, and widespread and reliable system of collecting post-consumer waste, especially Pakistani brands, clothing brands need to do that. Current system is fragmented and ad hoc, and there is a lack of harmonized rules or standards related to collection, and there is high transportation cost. There are certain challenges with sorting and grading. There's lack of widely available high-speed automatic sorting machines. Manual sorting is slow and labor intensive. Lack of widely available automatic fiber composition identification system, because you need to identify composition if you want to separate the fibers. Manual sorting cannot identify fiber composition, and there's a lack of harmonized sorting standards or criteria, and there's lack of dedicated sorting facility. There are some advantages and disadvantages of mechanical chemical recycling. Some challenges are common for both, and some are specific to certain kind of recycling. So there are some research and development needs. For example, we need to increase efficiency of recycling in different ways. We need to develop efficient systems for identification of and composition of blends before recycling. We need efficient system of separation of blends and accessories, efficient system of recycling. In terms of increasing the energy productivity in recycling, lower the per kg cost of energy, and also increase the strength and length of the recycled fibers. And we need to develop efficient system of traceability of recycled textiles. At the end of the day, we need to prove that we have a proof that we have certain amount of recycled content in our product. There are some policy matters to be looked at the government level. There should be publicly accessible database of recyclers, incentives for establishing and running recycling facilities, incentives for importing recycled material and recyclable waste, and removing subsidies from the competitor virgin raw materials such as polyester, which we import from China, things like that. So these are some of the challenges and some of the research avenues for the researchers. And I once again thank you all very much for your kind attention, and thank you organizers for arranging this wonderful conference. Thank you very much.
I would request our Chief of Guest to please come forward for presenting shields to our respected guests.
I would like to invite Mr. Shweb Dian, the CEO of Textile Corporation, to please move forward and receive your shield. Dr. Nabil Amin, Head of Compliances from Ministry of Commerce. Mr. Wasim Shehbaz Lodi, Senior Vice President of Sialkot Chamber of Commerce.
Everyone, please come on stage for the group photo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a short tea break. We will gather back here after 20 minutes. Attention management.